Hiya folks, Sandro here with more cartoon news and shenanigans. And if you would like more cartoon news and shenanigans, please subscribe to the channel today and do that right now, actually. And I thank you for that. I know you just did it. And you can see here we're at 166 subscribers. I'm trying to get to that legendary, mythical 1,000. You can see here the old grow with YouTube little picture here, and you have to get I don't know if you guys have ever read this thing. I've shown it on my channel a bunch. Basically, to get into the YouTube partner program, your channel needs 4,000 public watch hours in the last 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. Your channel will also get reviewed to make sure it follows YouTube monetization policies. Trying to get there. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to reach that 1,000. I think I'm gonna have the watch hours though. The watch hours. At first I thought the watch hours were gonna be really hard to get, but they just pile on pretty quickly once you have enough of a catalog. So yeah, guys, thanks for subscribing if you did that, or if you were already subscribed. What are we going to be talking about today? Disney suffers its first annual loss in more than 40 years, but stock jumps as losses are not as bad as feared. So very interesting stuff. So I like to talk about Disney because a lot of cartoons come from Disney. One of the big ones I think that's coming out soon is the Ghost and Molly McGee, which I talked about on Halloween because that's a very Halloween themed topic cartoon. It has a ghost, the Ghost and Molly McGee. So yeah, I did that, and let's actually just read this. So I'm on a website I've never been on. I'm on marketwatch.com, and this article was by Jeremy C. Owens. So entertainment giants, theme parks, and movie businesses have suffered mightily during the COVID-19 pandemic, leading to 2 consecutive quarterly losses for the first time on record. Yes. So I think for 40 years, so they haven't since the 1980s, they haven't had a loss, which is pretty good, I guess, right? Like, if your company hasn't had a loss in 40 years, that's great news for Disney. But now that they have a loss, it's not such good news. But apparently the stocks jumped anyway. I guess there's a lot of people in the stock market business who are like, you gotta buy low and sell high, even if they ain't making money, So yeah, we got a picture here that, it's all empty and ominous. The Walt Disney Co. reported its first annual loss on record as the COVID-19 pandemic shuttered theme parks and largely halted production of movies and television shows. Yeah, so Hollywood is dying. Everybody is moving away from Hollywood in California because, it's a shithole over there right now. If you go on YouTube and type in "how bad is California," you'll find all kinds of parody videos. There's people who are walking down the street showing you how much garbage there is. It's crazy, guys. Go look it up. I promise you. Go look it up. You won't be you won't regret it. So let's keep reading here. So yeah, Hollywood collapsing. The Walt Disney Co. wrapped up its fiscal year with another quarterly loss, resulting in the entertainment giant's first annual loss in more than 40 years. But a better than expected performance in the quarter pushed shares higher than extended trading Thursday. So Disney DIS, you would think that that's their like what's the name? We learned about this in school. They have like special names on the stock market. Is it called the NASDAQ? Yeah, they have like certain acronyms. I'm surprised Disney doesn't have like DNY or something, is DS Disney? DNY, maybe they could have gone with, but I guess DIS is fine. So we're 2.13% reported fiscal fourth quarter losses Thursday of 710 million or 39 cents a share. So its second consecutive quarterly loss on GAAP basis. Disney had not previously reported a quarterly loss since April 2001. So wow, that's crazy. I remember when I was working at the Home Depot. You guys remember? I used to work there. I still have my apron signed by all my friends to this day. If you guys see this video, hello, my Home Depot friends. Or maybe if you work there and I know how it is, living the orange blood. And I remember like Home Depot here in Canada, the Home Depot I worked at, they were talking about how they had like 21, they like broke some record for having 21 quarters in a row without losses, which was crazy. So Home Depot doing really, actually, I'm kind of curious, how good is Home Depot doing these days? Home Depot stock. Wow, 277. Yeah, when I started at the Home Depot in 2017, um, I hold on, no, 2018. Yeah, when I started in the summer of 2018, no, it was 27. Sorry, it was 2017. 2017. The shares were about $114 each. Let's actually go back here 5 years. Where was it? I started in July. Hold on, 2017. July. Oh, I'm wrong. Hold on. Uh, July 27. So it was 152. I'm wrong. I remembered it wrong. Maybe I thought it was 144, not 114. Yeah, so it's basically doubled since since I started working there. It's pretty crazy. 277. That's pretty juicy. And let's actually see Disney. Disney. Let's see Disney right. Disney. Whoops. Stock. So Home Depot cleaning up shop. Who needs movies when you have the Home Depot? So yeah, Home Depot cleaning up, man. So Disney is at 138.36. And let's see how they've been doing for the last month or 6 months here today. So so it looks like they had a really bad they basically recovered. So at the start of the year, they were about here, and look where they are now. They're back up here. Let's see, 5 years. Okay, so they've gone up. They went up. They had a huge uprising. Then there was this massive fall, and now they're climbing right back up. So, yeah, guys, pretty nuts. So yeah, there you go. They've only ever grown. Yeah, that's always good. So yeah, back to the article. Back to the article. Um, Sorry, I just find this so interesting that the Home Depot is actually worth more than Disney per share. That's kind of wild. Well, I guess well, when you think about it, nobody really needs Disney products, but you need products to fix your house when things break, right? So it makes sense that the Home Depot is so profitable. Um, Disney had not previously reported blah 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 since 2001 when a large charge for the shuttering of the Go.com online platform effort caused it to go in the red. So yeah, that was probably the .com bubble. All the companies were buying up websites back in the early or late 90s, early 2000s. So there you go. A lot of companies bought up. Even Disney was even buying up video games like Club Penguin. A lot of companies back in the early 2000s were buying like whatever was making money. And then as soon as they transferred over, they realized, oh shit, we don't know how to run this. Like the original creators of the thing we bought it from, and then they just shut it down. So yeah. So for the for the full fiscal year, Disney recorded a GAAP net loss of 3.283 billion. Sorry, a net loss of 2.83 billion. Disney has not reported an annual GAAP loss. In fact, set records that date to the 1980s. It probably meant, and has not reported 2 consecutive quarterly losses on record dating back to 1996. So they've been broken now. The COVID broke their streak. There we go. What were you expecting? It's COVID. Everything's gone wrong with COVID. It's been a year unlike any other in our lifetimes. Yep. And certainly in the history of Walt Disney Co. Chief Executive Bob Chapek said in a conference call Thursday afternoon. It's been crazy, yeah. Even here in Canada, it's just been crazy. We actually recently, I can't believe it, the restaurants were finally getting back to normal. You were able to sit down in the tables, and then they recently just had a thing where all tables had to be flipped upside down, and people couldn't sit in restaurants because the COVID spiked again. So Jesus, let me know if you guys are in Canada and that happened to you. where you were hoping to sit down in a restaurant, and then you find out that no, all the tables had to be flipped over, and you're not allowed sitting in the restaurants anymore. But you can sit outdoors. There's something about certain restaurants that have outdoor, gazebos, patios, and stuff. They have to be a certain amount of feet apart, but you could still have people sit down outside. Very interesting. Um, so yeah, Disney's decline has been a direct result of COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, that makes sense. Which has shuttered its theme parks and cruise line and halted production efforts for the film and TV shows. Disney disclosed Thursday that the pandemic cost it 7.4 billion in operating income in the fiscal year, with almost all of it, 6.9 billion, coming from the theme parks and experiences division. So they rely heavily on their theme parks, which is never great. So that's why Disney Plus really saved them, right, guys? You realize that, right? Disney Plus, man. On one hand, they lost all that money in the theme parks. On the other hand, everybody moved. A lot of people moved over to Disney Plus to get their Disney fix. I'm saying a lot of Disney words here. Yeah, so they got their Disney fix like it was cocaine from Disney Plus. Uh, so yeah, it was a tumultuous year in other ways for Disney as well. Bob Iger left the CEO position, and his replacement, Chapek, I think his name is Bob Chapek, has overseen layoffs at Disney's theme parks and capable sports network ESPN. Sports is also failing. My brother's is a big Toronto Raptors fan. I'm here in Ontario, Canada. And the Toronto Raptors won last year, guys. So my brother was watching it. He was really disappointed that they lost. What can you do? But they lost this year, but they actually made it really far. But my brother was telling me how bad how bad the sports ratings are. And it had a lot to do with the Black Lives Matter stuff, where it's a lot of people don't want politics in their sports. And that's just like me, right? I've done a bunch of videos where I talk about, I don't want to see like like an LGBT flag in a kid's cartoon and this kind of thing. That's just my opinion. You guys can disagree if you think it should be there, but I say no. I say let's not get political. Let's not have any kind of strange flags going on in these shows, like We Bear Bears. One of my most popular videos, as I'm sure you all know. Um, Cable Sports, ESPN rejiggering the top executive ranks to focus more on streaming, a transition that was accelerated by the pandemic. Streaming has been a bright spot for Disney, with the first year of Disney Plus streaming service leading to a strong adoption. Yeah. So they've been, I think, I saw that, yeah, there it is there. So they got 73 million paid subscribers, far surpassing our expectations in just the first year. So they're like, they're spinning this. Oh god, they're spinning it so disgustingly. It's like, oh no, our theme parks are collapsing in profits, but Disney Plus exceeded our expectations. Don't pay any attention to the burning dumpster fire in that direction. So that's pretty funny. Let's keep going here. So Disney reported Disney Plus has now 73.7 million customers, up from 57.5 million. Also, Fortnite. There's a free giveaway in Fortnite for this number. I was reading something where it said that Fortnite was giving out a whole bunch of like free subscriptions. So how, and they did this just before this quarterly earnings report. How much of this number is inflated by free subscriptions? We will never know, but they sure want people to believe that 73.7 million people are currently subscribed. Again, we don't know how many of those are free trials, free monthly trials, whatever. For all we know, they could still be at 57.5 with 23, million free people subscriptions. That's what happened to Quibi, right, guys? Quibi. They had a whole bunch of people who were on the free trial or whatever, and then as soon as the free trial ended, Quibi basically collapsed and people didn't subscribe to it. They only got like was it 7% or something like that? Only a small fraction of the people who paid to subscribe kept subscribing to Quibi. Everybody just got off the Quibi train. So that was pretty wild. Let's keep going. So ESPN customers rose 10.3 million from 8.5. Really? Even though there's no sports, ESPN still goes up? That's kind of weird. Suspicious. Um, Netflix added 36.82 million. And they almost have like triple what Disney has. 195.15 million. Wow, Netflix cleaning up shop. And then you got Hulu, which is at Hulu's not gaining very much. Hulu went from 36.6 million to 35.5. They gained 1.1 million. So that's pretty crazy. After adjusting for restructuring charges and other effects, Disney reported losses of 20 cents a share, down from earnings of $1.07 a share a year ago. Revenue fell to 14.71 billion from the same period last year. Blah blah blah. So they lost about five. They made $5 less billion this year. Analysts on average expected losses of 71 cents a share on sales of 14.15 billion. So they did a little bit better than what they were expecting them to fall down to. That's interesting. There. Disney shares gained about 5% in share after immediately following the release of the results. The stock has declined 6.9% so far this year, as the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which counts Disney as a component, has gained 3%. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. There's so much more to talk about here, but I think I covered it. Like, I don't want to dwell on this, but yeah, so Disney's having a really bad year. On the bright side for cartoon fans like me, because everybody's at home, they've had more time to make animation, so we're getting way, way more animation, and I think that's going to play out for years to come. I think that they're going to realize people are, more and more people are going to stay at home. Um, as jobs are lost over time, a lot of companies went bankrupt. A lot of companies are never going to go back to work after this pandemic. There's going to be a lot more people at home. I think a lot of those people might end up watching cartoons or having kids that they want to watch cartoons with. So, yeah, I think we're going to get animation for years to come, guys. So this is like a sweet and sour news. Disney didn't do, it's the pandemic. I think as soon as the pandemic clears up, they're going to go right back up the ranks. And but hey, for now, at least we're getting more animation. So yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. Is this crazy to you that, it's the first time in 40 years that they had this, they suffered an annual loss? You let me know in the comments down below all your thoughts on this. And please subscribe to the channel. That's all from me. Sandro out. Bye-bye.